Good morning, Room 5 superstars, and happy Monday for sort of our last week of school. This Friday, we will have our moving on ceremony to get you going from kindergarten to first grade. Bravo! Next week, I will still see you, but our meetings and lessons will look a little bit different. So today, we're going to do a few games for our morning phonics. So the first one is kind of like, can you guess the word by listening for the pattern? So I'm going to do a chant, and it's like a game. You need your ear muscles. And I'll tell you like 2 lines of a poem, and then I'll leave out the last word, but I bet you'll be able to figure it out by listening to the pattern and also like the rhyme. And it's also kind of like a magic spell. So here's my magic wand. Spat, spit, spot, and spin. Guess the next word. Try to win. Grat, grit, grot, and grin. Grin also has the grr blend, like grat, grit, grot. But then it has IN. Here we go. Grat, grit, grot, grin. Guess the next word. Try to win. Chat, chit, chot, and chin. Chin also has the CH digraph at the beginning. So now I'm going to show you a different way to think about those blends that we've been learning about. Here's our blends chart. And it's also kind of like math. In math, we're learning about addition sometimes and putting things together. So one way you could think about blends is if you did like this. S plus L equals SL, right? That's our blend, one blend we've been learning about. F plus L equals full, like flower. Can you think of a word that starts with full? Maybe flood, flick, flight. Here's a different one. S plus N equals sn. Can you think of a word that starts with sn? If you can't, you can always look at your blends chart. Snowman, snore, snug, all start with SN. I'm going to go to my other side and do 2 more. D plus R equals drag, drop, drum. Can you think of a different one that starts with DR? S plus P equals what? Sp. So what starts with sp, sp? Spin, split, spoon. So what I would like you to do is, on our blends chart, you pick 5 of these blends. You could circle them to remind yourself if you want, and you can try writing the equation if you want to, but really what I want you to do is pick 5 of these and think of a different word that starts with that blend. So I'll just show you one example of that. Let's see, the first blend I want to pick is, which one do I want to pick? I'll pick sn. That's going to be my number one blend. So one, I'm going to write sn. And will I write snowman? No, because that's the same as what's on the chart already. See snowman here? I want to pick something different. I'm going to write snore. I think it's a silent E word, snore. And if you want to, you could put a little picture next to it. I'll put some Z's. Okay, so you do that with 5 of these different blends. And if for some reason you don't have your blend chart at home, I'll hold this up and you can write 5 down right now. And think of things that that start with these blends besides what's on here. Okay, we have another game. So I'll have to erase my whiteboard. If you're using your notebook, just find a new spot. If you do have a whiteboard might be easier to do this game because we are going to be erasing one letter to make a new word, kind of like magic. We'll just erase one letter and poof, it'll be a whole new word. So when we get to the end, we will have the secret word. So we'll change a word many, many times to get to the secret word, okay? So the first word you want to write to get to the secret word is hat. Don't forget, when you're writing a word and you don't know how, you say the word and you sound the word until you figure out how to write it. Hat, at, hat, at. So how do you spell hat? H-A-T. Very good. Only erase one letter. Change hat to hit. So say hit, sound hit. It. Do you have to erase the H for hit, the A, or the T? It will only be one. Right, it's the middle. You have to change the A to what for it, I. Good, so that one I helped you out a little bit more, but I'm not going to do that as much because you're very smart and I bet you can do this. Change hit to hip, sound hip. Ip. Okay, so make your change so that it says hip. I'm going to erase this instead of showing you what to do. We want the word hip. You should have erased the T and write a P. Now we have hip. Okay, now we're going to start getting a little fancy and we're going to start using blends. Change hip to clip. 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 Make sure it says clip. You could have a K or a C, but it should be at the beginning. Clip. Clip. CL at the beginning. Change clip to trip. Like, don't trip on the hose. Trip. Trip. How do you change clip to trip? T and R at the beginning. The I and P can stay. Clip and trip have the same ending. We're almost at the secret word. Change trip to grip. Get a good grip on your baseball bat. Grip. Now to make it say grip, all you had to do this time was just erase the T. Trip and grip both have an R, so it should be what letters? G-R-I-P. Now we'll do one silly made-up word before we get to the secret word. Change grip to glip. Glip. Hope you don't get it. You didn't get a sneak peek. Glip. All you had to do was sneak in an L. The G could stay. Glip. Okay, you ready for the secret word? You'll need to erase two letters. Change glip to glad. 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 To change glip to glad, you just leave the G and the L and change the I and the P to an A and a D. Glad. I'm so glad you're here doing this hard work with me.